Hey everyone, welcome back to Edu Expert, your smart learning hub. Imagine you're standing alone in a quiet open field at night. Above you, countless stars sparkle in the sky. You try to count them, but soon you realize it's impossible. And these are just the stars you can see with your naked eye. In reality, our galaxy, the Milky Way, contains about 400 billion stars, and astronomers believe that almost every star could have one or more planets orbiting around it. Now pause for a moment and think. This is just one galaxy. The universe has trillions of galaxies, and each galaxy has billions of stars and trillions of planets. The numbers are so vast that the human mind can't fully comprehend them. Science tells us that Earth is a planet where conditions are just right for life: water, oxygen, a suitable temperature, and a stable star like the Sun. But in recent years, astronomers have discovered thousands of exoplanets, meaning planets outside our solar system. Many of these planets lie in what's called the habitable zone, where the environment could be Earth-like, with liquid water and conditions where life could thrive. This means that the basic requirements for life are common throughout the universe. It's not hard to imagine that if life could appear accidentally on Earth, then somewhere else, similar conditions could have led to the birth of life, whether that's intelligent beings like us or microscopic organisms. And remember, the universe is about 13.8 billion years old. If intelligent life exists somewhere else, they could be millions or even billions of years ahead of us. This means their technology might be so advanced that they can travel between galaxies, while we have yet to leave our own solar system. Here's an interesting twist. Some scientists argue that if the chances of life are so high, we should have already found evidence of alien civilizations by now. But we haven't. This puzzle is known as the Fermi paradox. Simply put, where are they? Maybe the reason is that the universe is so vast that signals take thousands or millions of years to travel from one place to another. Or maybe we're just looking in the wrong way. The vastness of the universe makes it hard to believe that we are truly alone. Living in a cosmos with an infinite number of potential homes for life makes the idea of Earth being the only place with life seem almost arrogant. The truth is, if we ever discover life beyond Earth, it will be the greatest revelation in human history. In the end, the immense size of the universe and the countless stars and planets it holds teach us one thing: that the possibility of life exists everywhere. Whether it's hidden from our eyes or still beyond our reach, this universe might be holding secrets far more astonishing than anything we've imagined. If you think life can only exist in gentle, comfortable environments like Earth's forests or oceans, think again. Our planet is home to some of the most extreme and hostile places imaginable, places where you'd assume nothing could survive. Yet, surprisingly, they're full of life. This isn't just a fascinating fact, it's one of the strongest clues that life might exist elsewhere in the universe. Meet the extremophiles, microscopic organisms that thrive in conditions so harsh that they'd kill most other life forms. Some live deep inside the Earth's crust, miles below the surface, where there is no sunlight and crushing pressure. Others survive in boiling hot springs, where temperatures exceed 90 degrees Celsius, 194 degrees Fahrenheit, like those in Yellowstone National Park. There are even microbes that can live in freezing environments like Antarctica, locked in ice for thousands of years, only to wake up and continue living when conditions improve. One of the most mind-boggling examples is the tardigrade, also known as the water bear. This tiny creature, less than a millimeter long, can survive in extreme heat, freezing cold, radiation, and even the vacuum of space. Scientists once sent tardigrades into orbit without any protective equipment, and when they brought them back to Earth, they were still alive. These organisms challenge our assumptions about what life-friendly environments really mean. Why is this important for the search for aliens? Because it tells us that life is far more adaptable than we once thought. If microbes can live in boiling acid pools, deep in volcanic vents, or in the frozen wastelands of the Arctic, then maybe, just maybe, life could exist on planets and moons that don't seem Earth-like at all. For example, Jupiter's moon Europa has an icy surface, but scientists believe there is a massive ocean beneath it. Could life be hiding there, warmed by volcanic vents at the ocean floor, just like deep-sea creatures on Earth? Similarly, Saturn's moon Enceladus has geysers that shoot water vapor into space, suggesting a subsurface ocean. These oceans may contain the chemical ingredients for life, just as they do in Earth's deep oceans. Even Mars, which looks dry and barren today, might still have underground pockets of liquid water where microbes could survive. There's another reason extremophiles excite scientists. They show that life is incredibly tough and resourceful. It adapts, evolves, and survives in places where we thought it was impossible. This means that the habitable zone around a star, the distance where a planet can have liquid water, might not be the only place life can exist. Maybe life doesn't need Earth-like conditions at all. Maybe it can survive in ways we haven't even imagined yet. This changes the way scientists search for extraterrestrial life. Instead of just looking for planets exactly like Earth, we now search for any place where energy and water, or even other solvents, could exist. And thanks to these extreme survivors here on Earth, we have to admit that life in the universe might be more common than we ever dared to believe. Think about it. If microscopic life can survive the vacuum of space, as tardigrades do, then maybe life has traveled between planets on meteorites, a concept called panspermia. In theory, life from Mars could have been carried to Earth long ago, or vice versa. It's a mind-blowing possibility that makes the idea of aliens feel much less like science fiction. So, the next time you hear someone say, life can't exist there, remember the extremophiles. They are nature's living proof that life finds a way, no matter how hostile the environment. And if it can happen here, on our little blue planet, why not out there, somewhere among the stars? For decades, people around the world have looked up at the night sky and seen something they couldn't explain. Strange lights moving in impossible ways, metallic disks hovering silently, glowing orbs darting across the horizon. These moments spark awe, fear, and an endless question: are we alone? The term UFO, unidentified flying object, doesn't automatically mean alien spacecraft. It simply means something seen in the sky that can't be identified right away. But some sightings are so extraordinary that they defy conventional explanations like planes, drones, weather balloons, or atmospheric phenomena. One of the most famous incidents occurred in Roswell, New Mexico, in 1947. A mysterious object crashed in the desert, and the U.S. military initially announced it had recovered a flying disc. Within a day, that statement was retracted, and officials claimed it was just a weather balloon. But by then, the seed of mystery had been planted, and conspiracy theories grew. Many believe that what really crashed wasn't a balloon at all, but an alien craft. Another remarkable case is the Phoenix Lights incident of 1997, when thousands of people in Arizona, including police officers and pilots, reported seeing a massive, V-shaped formation of lights silently moving across the night sky. The official explanation was military flares, but witnesses insist the object was far larger and quieter than any known aircraft. In recent years, the conversation around UFOs has shifted dramatically, not because of conspiracy theorists, but because of the military itself. In 2020, the U.S. Department of Defense officially released 3 Navy videos showing unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, captured by fighter jet cameras. These videos, known as the tic-tac footage, show objects with no visible wings or engines, moving at incredible speeds and performing maneuvers that defy the laws of physics. Experienced pilots, including Commander David Fravor, swore that what they saw was unlike any technology humans possess. In 2021, the Pentagon's UAP task force submitted a report to Congress. Out of 144 sightings they investigated between 2004 and 2021, 143 remained unexplained. Some objects appeared to accelerate without propulsion, hover against strong winds, or move instantly from one point to another. The report didn't say these were alien, but it didn't rule it out either. Instead, it admitted the phenomena were real and worth further study. Other governments have also taken UFOs seriously. The United Kingdom, France, and Brazil have all declassified UFO files. Russia has had its own share of sightings, especially by military personnel. When trained pilots, radar operators, and soldiers report seeing something they can't identify, and it's captured on instruments, it becomes much harder to dismiss. Skeptics argue that even the most bizarre sightings could have ordinary explanations: experimental aircraft, optical illusions, atmospheric conditions, or even classified drones. And they're right, some cases turn out to be just that. But others remain stubborn mysteries, even after thorough investigation. Why does this matter in the search for alien life? Because if just one of these sightings represents a craft not built by humans, it changes everything we know about our place in the universe. It would mean we are not alone, and that they have been visiting, watching, or studying us for years. The shift in recent years is clear. Governments are no longer treating all UFO sightings as jokes. Instead, they're acknowledging that something is there, and it's worth studying. Whether it's advanced human technology or something from far beyond our planet, the mystery remains unsolved. And for many, that mystery is exactly what keeps them looking up at the stars. Long before the first telescope was invented, long before humans could even dream of flying into the sky, ancient civilizations all over the world were looking up, and leaving behind strange clues. These clues are carved into stone, painted on cave walls, and etched into the earth itself. Some are so mysterious that even modern scientists can't fully explain them. And for some researchers, they raise a tantalizing possibility. Did ancient humans have contact with beings from the stars? Take the Nazca lines of Peru, for example. Stretching across the desert floor, these enormous geoglyphs, shapes of animals, plants, and geometric designs, can only be fully appreciated from high above. How and why they were made remains a mystery. The Nazca people had no aircraft, so why create massive drawings that only make sense from the sky? Some believe they were messages or markers meant for visitors from above. In ancient Egypt, the pyramids stand as one of humanity's greatest engineering feats. Built thousands of years ago with incredible precision, they align almost perfectly with certain stars, especially in the Orion constellation. Inside the temples, some hieroglyphs appear to depict objects resembling modern aircraft or spaceships. While mainstream archaeology attributes these designs to symbolic art or coincidence, others suggest they might be records of encounters with advanced beings. Halfway around the world, in Sumeria, one of the world's oldest known civilizations, ancient tablets tell stories of the Anunnaki, sky gods who came down to Earth. These beings are often described as bringing knowledge, technology, and even influencing human development. While historians interpret them as mythological figures, ancient astronaut theorists wonder, what if these gods were actually extraterrestrial visitors? In India, ancient texts like the Mahabharata and Ramayana describe flying machines called vimanas. These were said to travel between cities and even worlds, sometimes used in battles with advanced weapons. While scholars read these as mythology, the vivid technical descriptions have led some to speculate that they might be ancient memories of real flying craft. Even prehistoric cave paintings in places like Val Camonica, Italy, and Tassili N'Ajjer, Algeria, show strange humanoid figures with large, helmet-like heads and oval eyes, eerily similar to modern depictions of astronauts or aliens. Could these be artistic interpretations of something ancient humans actually saw? Skeptics argue that all these examples have natural explanations. The Nazca lines could have been religious or ceremonial pathways. The Egyptian helicopter hieroglyphs might be the result of overlapping carvings. Ancient myths could simply be stories that used the sky as a metaphor for the divine. And they might be right. But here's the fascinating part. These mysterious artifacts and stories appear in different cultures, across vast distances, in times when there was no contact between civilizations. Why did so many ancient peoples imagine gods coming from the sky? Why did their structures align so precisely with celestial bodies? And how did they achieve feats of engineering that still baffle us today? If aliens had visited Earth in the past, perhaps they didn't come in massive fleets. Maybe they came quietly, interacted with early humans, and inspired myths that survived as stories, carvings, and monuments. Or maybe ancient humans were simply more in tune with the cosmos than we are now, and these clues are evidence of their advanced knowledge rather than alien contact. Either way, the connection between ancient civilizations and the stars remains one of the most captivating mysteries in human history. Whether it's myth, coincidence, or something far more extraordinary, these clues continue to inspire the question, what if we've been visited before? For most of human history, our search for life beyond Earth was limited to imagination and myth. But in the last century, that search has transformed into a scientific endeavor, armed with telescopes, spacecraft, and listening devices powerful enough to reach across the stars. Today, We're not just wondering if aliens are out there, we're actively looking for them. One of the most famous efforts is SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Using massive radio telescopes, SETI listens for unusual signals from deep space that could be artificial in origin. The idea is simple. If we use radio waves to communicate across Earth, maybe other intelligent civilizations do the same. In 1977, SETI researchers detected a signal so strong and unusual that it became legendary. Dubbed the "Wow" signal, it lasted 72 seconds and came from the constellation Sagittarius. No natural explanation has ever been confirmed, and it has never been detected again. To this day, it remains one of the most intriguing mysteries in the search for alien life. While SETI listens, other missions explore. In 1977, NASA launched the Voyager 1 and 2 spacecraft, each carrying a golden record, a time capsule containing sounds and images from Earth, including greetings in 55 languages, music, and scientific diagrams. The idea was simple. If these probes are ever found by intelligent beings, they'll know something about who we are. As of now, Voyager 1 is over 15 billion miles from Earth, making it the most distant human-made object in space. Closer to home, robotic missions have explored Mars, looking for signs of past or present life. NASA's Perseverance rover is currently examining the Martian surface, collecting samples, and scanning for organic molecules, the building blocks of life. Mars was once covered in rivers and lakes, so scientists believe it's one of the most promising places to find fossilized or microbial life. Beyond Mars, icy moons like Europa orbiting Jupiter and Enceladus orbiting Saturn have captured scientists' attention. Spacecraft like Galileo and Cassini have gathered evidence of vast subsurface oceans beneath these moons, icy crusts. On Enceladus, Cassini even flew through water plumes shooting out into space, finding organic compounds. These worlds may have environments similar to Earth's deep-sea hydrothermal vents, places where life thrives without sunlight. We've also started to discover exoplanets, planets orbiting other stars. The Kepler Space Telescope, and now the James Webb Space Telescope, have identified thousands of them, some in the so-called habitable zone, where liquid water could exist. In some cases, scientists are even beginning to analyze the atmospheres of these distant worlds, searching for chemical signatures like oxygen or methane that might suggest life. The search for extraterrestrial life isn't limited to direct exploration. Sometimes, we get unexpected clues. In 2019, astronomers detected a repeating radio signal from a galaxy over 500 million light-years away. While the most likely explanations are natural, like pulsars or magnetars, the regularity of the signal keeps researchers intrigued. Similarly, fast radio bursts (FRBs), mysterious, millisecond-long blasts of radio energy, continue to puzzle scientists. Could they be cosmic phenomena we don't yet understand? Or could some be artificial? What's fascinating is that this search has moved from the fringes of science to the mainstream. Once dismissed as science fiction, the hunt for alien life is now backed by space agencies, universities, and billion-dollar telescopes. Scientists know that finding even microbial life elsewhere would be one of the most profound discoveries in history, proving that Earth is not unique in hosting life. But here's the twist. What if aliens have already found us, and they're the ones watching? After all, our own radio and TV signals have been leaking into space for nearly a century. Right now, a sphere of human-made transmissions over 200 light-years wide is expanding through the galaxy. If someone out there has the technology to detect it, they might already know we're here. The search for signals and missions to other worlds is more than just science, it's a way of answering one of humanity's oldest questions: are we alone? Each probe launched, each telescope aimed at the sky, and each strange signal detected is a step closer to finding out. And maybe, just maybe, the answer is waiting out there, drifting through the darkness, ready to be heard. The idea of alien life is thrilling. Mysterious spacecraft darting through our skies, strange signals from distant stars, ancient monuments that seem to whisper secrets from the heavens. But in the scientific world, excitement alone is never enough. Proof is king. And proof, when it comes to extraterrestrial life, is notoriously hard to come by. Part of the reason is simple. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Seeing a strange light in the sky might be exciting, but without solid, verifiable data, it's just an anecdote, a story. Science needs something that can be tested, repeated, and confirmed by independent sources. That's why so many UFO sightings, no matter how compelling they seem, don't pass the scientific test. A big challenge is that most UFO or alien-related evidence is fleeting. A pilot sees an object for a few seconds. A photograph captures a blurry shape. A radar blip appears, then disappears. Without detailed measurements, high-resolution imagery, and multiple reliable witnesses, scientists can't rule out more mundane explanations like weather phenomena, human-made aircraft, optical illusions, or even camera glitches. And then there's the human factor. Our brains are excellent at pattern recognition, sometimes too excellent. We see shapes in clouds, faces in the moon, and, yes, sometimes spaceships in the night sky. This tendency, called pareidolia, means our eyes and minds can trick us into seeing something that isn't really there. There's also the issue of hoaxes. Over the decades, people have created fake UFO photos, videos, and alien artifacts for fame, money, or just fun. These fakes make it harder for scientists to take legitimate claims seriously, because they create noise in the search for truth. When so much of the data can be faked with modern technology, experts must be even more careful. Another reason for caution is that nature is full of strange and surprising phenomena. Ball lightning, meteor showers, atmospheric halos, and even rare reflections from satellites can look otherworldly to the untrained eye. Before labeling something as alien, scientists must eliminate all possible natural explanations, a process that takes time and rigorous investigation. Governments and scientific institutions also play a role in this cautious approach. Declaring that aliens exist would have massive social, political, and philosophical consequences. It's not a claim any official body would make lightly. Until the evidence is undeniable, say, an alien organism in a lab, or a spacecraft we can study, most authorities will prefer the safe route, unidentified, rather than extraterrestrial. This doesn't mean scientists reject the possibility of alien life. In fact, many astronomers believe it's likely, given the sheer size of the universe. But believing something is possible is different from saying it's proven. In science, a theory without hard evidence remains just that, a theory. Interestingly, skepticism doesn't kill the mystery, it makes the search stronger. Every time a strange sighting is investigated and explained, it clears the path for focusing on the truly unexplained. By filtering out the noise, scientists can concentrate on the cases and data that really matter. So while the public might wish for a dramatic press conference announcing, "We've found aliens," the reality is that science moves cautiously, step by step, making sure that when such a statement is made, it will be backed by evidence so solid that no one can deny it. And maybe that's for the best. Because when, or if, we finally confirm alien life, it will be more than just a headline. It will be a turning point in human history, one that demands certainty, not speculation. Imagine this. It's 3:42 a.m. GMT. Somewhere in the Arizona desert, an automated deep space radio telescope detects a signal. At first, the computer classifies it as background noise. But within seconds, a secondary algorithm flags it. The pattern is too structured, too deliberate. Not random. It's repeating, like a cosmic heartbeat. The data is sent instantly to the global SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Network. Within hours, confirmation comes from Australia, South Africa, and China. Different telescopes, different hemispheres, all receiving the same signal from the same patch of sky, over 200 light-years away. The odds of it being natural? Almost zero. The world has just received its first verified message from an alien civilization. Now, the real chaos begins. Governments around the globe go on high alert. Security councils meet behind closed doors. The United Nations convenes an emergency session. What if the message contains coordinates, instructions, a warning, or an invitation? Social media explodes. Hashtags trend worldwide. Hashtag we are not alone. Hashtag first contact. Hashtag alien signal. News networks broadcast live updates every second, while conspiracy theories spiral faster than the official information can catch up. Scientists scramble to decode the signal. It's not in any human language, but its structure suggests intelligence, perhaps a mathematical key, maybe even a blueprint. The challenge is enormous. If they sent it 200 years ago, it's already history for them. Whatever they wanted to say has traveled across centuries. Then, an even stranger development. 3 days after the signal, multiple observatories detect a faint object entering our solar system. It's moving too fast to be a natural asteroid, but it changes trajectory, as if under control. The object slows down near Earth's orbit, and for the first time in human history, we are being directly approached. Panic spreads in some places. Cities see people rushing to stores, stockpiling supplies. Religious leaders give urgent sermons. Others, however, feel an overwhelming sense of wonder, as if this is the moment humanity has been waiting for. Governments debate whether to respond or stay silent. Should we signal back? Could replying reveal too much about our location and weaknesses? Or is it too late? Do they already know everything they need to? Finally, the object, now identified as a craft several kilometers wide, takes a stable position in geostationary orbit above the Pacific Ocean. It's visible from the ground, a silver crescent against the black of space. No weapons are detected, no obvious signs of hostility. Just silence. Hours turn into days. No message, no landing, no lights, just waiting. And then, on the 7th day, it begins. Every screen, every device connected to the internet, every radio frequency, all suddenly display the same image. A shimmering figure, humanoid in outline but alien in every detail. It speaks, but the voice is translated instantly into every major human language. "We are explorers," it says. "We have watched your world for many of your lifetimes. You are at a crossroads. We offer knowledge, but it comes with responsibility. The choice is yours. No threats, no demands, just an offer." And with that, they send data, vast streams of it, down to Earth. For scientists, it's like opening a cosmic treasure chest. Advanced energy systems, medical cures, new physics that could take humanity centuries to discover alone. But there's also a warning encoded in the files. Civilizations that fail to unite often destroy themselves before reaching the stars. The planet faces a decision unlike any before: accept the knowledge and risk the challenges it brings, or decline and continue alone. World leaders are split. Ordinary citizens voice opinions in massive global debates. Some see salvation, others see danger. In the end, the story's conclusion would depend entirely on us, because in this scenario, contact is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning.